In this video, we are going to learn about the relationship between the marginal revenue and price elasticity of demand. Okay, as I have explained you that the marginal revenue refers to change in the total revenue when an additional unit of good is produced. Okay, and price elasticity of demand measures the degree of responsiveness of demand to change in the price level. Okay, so let's understand what is the marginal revenue. So first of all, we need to see that the total revenue is equal to P time Q. Okay, P time Q is the total revenue, and we differentiate the total revenue to calculate the marginal revenue. So we need to differentiate marginal revenue, total revenue, to calculate marginal revenue. So this would be like this. Okay, P time Q. Okay, on differentiating this, we will get, this is the P. Okay, then we will differentiate it is with respect to Q, and plus Q, then we will differentiate with respect to Q, that is P. Okay, you can cancel dq dq, and this would be equal to P plus Q dp upon dq. Okay, so this is our marginal revenue. So marginal revenue equal to P plus Q dp upon dq. Okay, now let's proceed. You can write like this. So this is a marginal revenue taking a P as a common. Okay, P 1 plus, okay, Q upon P. Okay, and this is dp upon dq. Okay, so this is the inverse of the elasticity of demands. Okay, this is the inverse of elasticity of demand formula. Okay, you can inverse this. Okay, if you inverse this, it would be okay, so you can write this inverse of elasticity of demand. So it would be a marginal revenue equal to P 1 plus 1 upon E. Okay, E is the elasticity of demand. So marginal revenue equal to, okay, P, okay, inside the bracket 1 plus 1 over elasticity of demand. Okay, so this is the elasticity of demand. This is very simple. So this shows the relationship between the elasticity of demand and the marginal revenue. Okay, so you can see that if the elasticity is infinite, like in perfectly competitive market, in the perfectly competitive market, for an individual firm, elasticity of demand is infinite and the demand curve is a horizontal, that is the infinite. Okay, in such case, E is infinite and one value converge to 0, so P become equal to the MR. Okay, this is the case where if E tend to move toward the infinity, that would be equal to 0. So 1 plus 0, okay, P, and marginal revenue will equal to price. Okay, this is the case of perfectly competitive market. Okay, in case of the monopoly market, here the elasticity of demand, okay, demand is not infinitely elastic. So here you can see the difference between the price and marginal revenue. Okay, so this is the relationship between the price and the elasticity of demand, sorry, marginal revenue and elasticity of demand, and you can show it graphically as well. So for example, I am drawing a graph. Okay, this is the graph. Okay, so this is the demand curve, this is our demand curve, and this is our marginal revenue curve. Okay, here you can draw line like this where marginal revenue is 0. Okay, here at the point where marginal revenue is 0, elasticity of demand is equal to 1. Okay, elasticity of demand is equal to 1. Okay, where marginal revenue would be equal to 0. Similarly, if you put a elasticity of demand here 1 and it is negative, then entire term will become, this is, for example, okay, P 1 plus 1 minus 1. Okay, it will turn out to be 0. Okay, that would be equal to 0. So our marginal revenue will become equal to 0. Okay, and here the elasticity of demand is, absolute value of elasticity of demand is less than 1, and above this point the elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Okay, so that is why the firm doesn't operate in the inelastic region. Okay, because in inelastic region marginal revenue is 0, so it doesn't make any sense to produce in an area where marginal revenue is 0. So it is not profitable to produce in that area or region. Okay, that is why a firm tend to increase the price to increase its profitability. So firm doesn't operate in the inelastic region. So firm will never operate in, this is the inelastic region, because in this region our marginal revenue become negative. So negative doesn't make any sense. So firm shouldn't produce at this point. Okay, so firm always tends to increase its price level. Okay, its price level, and reduce the output so that it can produce in the elastic region of the demand curve. Okay, so this was my point. So relation between margin revenue and elasticity of demand. Okay, both are very intensively connected to each other. So you cannot understand the margin revenue properly and appropriately without understanding the elasticity of demand. Okay, if you have if you have any doubts, you can write to me. Okay, so thanks for watching. In next video I will take up one more example of monopoly markets. Okay, thanks for watching.